Good morning guys, welcome back to the channel. We got something slightly different going on today. I'll tell you all about that in a minute. But if you're new to the channel, welcome. I'll put my social media links along the bottom of the screen here now, my Instagram and my Snapchat. I'm quite active on there, so you can go and follow me there if you want to. For those of you who watch me regularly, you'll know normally I drive a 6155R. Sadly, she's let me down. She's got a gasket on the top of the gearbox, so she's got to go back to the dealer and have that fixed. So we're in the 6130M today. This is our new tractor that came at the end of 2020. And when we ordered it, we had it all set up so that it could do the fertiliser and the spraying in case the 6155 broke down for any reason. So pretty glad we did, because we're in that situation now. The main difference with this one is on the inside. It hasn't got the two screens like I got on my tractor, but it'll do the job absolutely fine. So we're up on our oats. We're up here going to spread a bit of single top on the oats. These are looking really well. They've had their first dose of nitrogen about a month ago, and now we're coming up to put on the nitrogen and sulphur. Really clean crop as well. It did have a herbicide early on, and this did get pre-emerge sprayed when we drilled it. But yeah, really happy with this field. It's pulled together really well since the sun's come out. It suffered a bit with the wet weather in the winter. Anyway, we'll get in the cab of the tractor and I'll just show you through what's a bit different about this tractor to the 6155R. I mean, I've got two beacons now, that's the main thing. Right, so we're in the cab. The main difference is in this area. Obviously in the 6155 we've got a direct drive gearbox, so we just got a little gear stick on the command arm. Obviously we haven't got a command arm in here, but it's fine, it will do all the same job that we need it to do. We've also got retrofit auto steer in this one, so we've got to change the steering wheel when you want to use the auto steer, so that's all been done anyway. Normally in my tractor we've got two screens. We've got the processor here and the extended monitor on the pillar, which just makes it a lot easier for first running when you've got the map on one and the isobus implement on the other. So we're going to have to use it all off one, but that's fine. We've got the little map down here. I need to tell it where we are actually to start with. There you are. I need to figure out which gear I'm going to drive in, because I need to drive at a certain speed for the fertiliser to work properly. Probably turn our beacons off now. Runs in 1,000 speed, so there's a lever in this one. It's just on the screen on the other tractor. And then hopefully on this spool 1 here, that'll let my headland disc up or down. Yep, so spool 1, headland disc has gone down. Now when we've had this spreader back from being repaired recently, the RPM here for the disc speed hasn't been working. So it'll be interesting to see if it works on this one. We're all set up, so we're spreading 150 kilos a hectare of single top. So that is nitrogen and sulphur. On the oats, got one field here and another little one just around the corner there. And we'll set up and see how we get on. Obviously another difference with this tractor is the cab is slightly smaller. So you might be a bit closer to everything, I don't know. So power shaft on, 1,000 speed. Runs at about 1,450 engine revs on the other one. There you are, 720 on the shaft. So I've still got no disc speed, so that's something wrong with the spreader. That was working when it went away to be repaired, it's not working now. So this tractor's also got the section control, although I don't know if the spreader's set up to use it. I'll have to go into the settings in a minute when we get to this headland, because it looked like it was overlapping just then. It's a problem with not being able to see the mapping very well. Right, we're there. Figured out the overlap settings were not set up correctly. Right, we are done with the oats. We are going back for coffee time. Got to get used to changing gear again. Not something I'm particularly used to at the moment. But it went alright, I think. It's just harder having it on having it on one screen instead of two. Not that it makes any difference, it does the same job, but I haven't got to keep flicking between screens to get to the page I want to. I can see a forage harvester out. Somebody's having a go. There's a load of grass actually down on the floor on the way up to our ground up here. Just negotiate the dual carriageway junction. So if you watched my last video you would have seen, but I did the spraying with this tractor in the last video was actually last night, and I was actually pleasantly surprised. Don't want to tell Craig, I was pleasantly surprised how nice it was to do the spraying with, because it's a bit shorter track though. It's got a better turning lock. You can get around on the headlands a bit better. Just need to figure out somewhere for the joystick to sit, because we just cable tied it to the armrest for last night because we were in a bit of a panic doing it. So whether or not I will continue to do the spraying in this tractor or the 155, I guess we'll see how busy everyone is with the machines. Like that. Trying to figure out what gears I can and can't get away with pulling away in. Very, very smooth on the road, I must say. It's just lacking the bit of speed that the 155 has. This will do 43k on the flat. The 155's up near 57 or 8. So if we look out the window here, try and turn you around. See, there's a load of grass down on the floor ready to be picked up. I don't know whose field it is, but they had maize under plastic in there last year. So whether they're going to take that cut of grass off and put some maize in behind it pretty quick, I don't know. But I'm going back and forth this road today, so we might be able to see what's going on later. Right, we're going to move on to some nitram for some of the farm silage ground. We have been spreading single top, which is it's got less nitrogen in it, but a bit of sulphur as well. So nitram is 34.5% nitrogen. Single top is 27%. Got one bag here that's got one of our slides in the bottom, so I want to get that out of there. There's a little bit of single top left in the spreader, so I need 4 bags altogether. So if I put that part one in, plus 3 whole ones, that should do me good. I haven't got a handler, that's the only thing. John's away in the handler, so I'm going to have to use a forklift. So see how we get on with that. That took me 20 minutes to load the spreader, which is not very good. Obviously the forklift's not designed to do it, but it's a last resort option. We have 1 telehandler and 2 loader tractors on the farm, and none of them are in the yard to load up. So sometimes you just got to do what you can. Glad we got the weight on now. Just going to put the hopper cover on, save any spilling out on the road, if I can. Wish me luck, chaps. Right, we've made it up to silage ground in one piece. Got an awful lot of dandelions this year, look. And there's not a silly amount of grass here, but they are fairly certain it's going to rain tomorrow, which would be ideal, because that would really set us up well. If we get some nitrogen on this now and it rains, that would be spot on. So just got to set the spreader up for what we're spreading. 116 kilos a hectare of nitram. And then we'll get going. So as always, using the Kverlin app to get my settings I need for the screen. There's Gus. So I want letter G and put in my box 116. Okay, you can see we've got 4 bags in, so 2,400 kilos. I need to put a guideline on the map here because I haven't got one at the minute. So we'll go on the map screen and we'll set ourselves a track first before we do anything else. The only difference with this tractor to the other one with the guidance is because it's retrofit, the steering wheel moves, whereas the one in my tractor doesn't. Still does exactly the same job. Section control still works. This has got a section control license on this tractor as well as the guidance, which is just as well for the spraying and that last night. And for this job as well, makes it a lot easier. You've also got to grab the wheel quite hard to get it out of auto steer. I am definitely missing having my big screen. the two screens. Keep swapping between my map because on this screen it's a smaller screen anyway, and your Isobus implement takes up the majority of the screen. You can't see actually where you are on your map on the tiny little bit in the corner. So I'm having to swap between the screens all the time. Not ideal, but all I can do. The other thing I'm missing, which from the other tractor, is the ability to just stop on the foot brake. On the direct drive John Deere's, you can just press the brake if you want to stop, whereas obviously this one you've got to clutch and brake as you would in any other vehicle. Not a big problem, just I'm used to the other way. Right, we are in the last field on the silage block. It is by far the worst one. It is pickled in rushes. It's nearly wet. But we did find a deer antler, so Gus is down there tucking into that. He loves a deer antler. We have one at home for him to chew because they last forever. So that'll keep him well entertained, that will. One thing I've noticed with the auto steer on here is it takes an age to line up with this line. Even if you start dead straight on a line before you go into your work, he almost makes a point of going out of work to come back into it. But it is slightly better in this field than it was the last one, but I don't know why it's done that. In the 155 you press your auto button and it grabs the line immediately and doesn't stray off it, whereas this one doesn't seem to do it quite so well, but never mind. Right, homeward bound we are. Oh, we're in 6 already. I don't know about the gears in this thing. I seem to have another small issue with our fert spreader. It's chucking fert back towards the tractor on one side, which is obviously not ideal. I can see from the looking back at it, it's got dust all up one side of the spreader on the front, which you shouldn't have because fert should only go backwards or sideways. So that's going to require a bit of investigation after lunch. Gus is absolutely smitten with his antler. He could not be happier. Oh, bump. Right guys, I'm down at the wash bay. I'm just going to wash the spreader off. It's been misbehaving yet again. This spreader has been nothing but a pain in the ass. I've started using it. It's now decided on this side of the machine, for whatever reason, to start chucking the fertiliser back at the tractor. You can see here's marks where it's been chucking it. I don't know whether some of the veins have bent or buckled, or I have no idea, so I'm going to wash it off and have a look. I've got no idea why it's misbehaving, but how about this for another strong fashion look? New waterproof trousers. So we'll get this washed off in the most fashionable way we can and go from there. So this is why it's so important to wash the spreader regularly, guys. Look at the build-up of stuff there. So that's without the casing on. So behind here, it looks pretty clean, looks pretty nice. Take this casing off, all this will do is rot the metal. And that'll eat away, and then that'll just be a very bad thing you don't want. So clean all that out and see if I can figure out why this side is misbehaving so bad. First spreader's all clean, and Alex from Simmons has taught me through how to adjust this collar. We think because I spread some, or this collar here even, I think because I spread some single top on the max setting the other day, it got all the way round and then come back, which can happen to them. So hopefully we can adjust that one by taking the bolt out at the end of the ram in the morning, swerving him back where it needs to be, and it'll be good again. But sadly the 155's got to go to Mason's tomorrow. I think they're going to have to take the cab off to repair the gasket in the transmission, if that's what it is gone wrong with it. So Tom Robinson's coming to pick that one up on his low loader. So all the machinery I drive is breaking down, which is not really good on me, is it? But there you are, can't odds it. Anyway, that is us done for the day. Thank you guys for watching the video. Make sure you go and follow my socials down below, and if you haven't already, then please think about subscribing to the channel. Give the video a thumbs up. I'll see you guys on another video very, very soon. Cheerio.